So there is a YouTube channel out there called Wrestling Soup, and for those who don't know, the guy who runs it, Mish, he used to be a part of Don Tony's channel, and they would do Wrestling Soup over there, and they would do wrestling commentary. But I guess him and Don Tony had a bit of a falling out a few years ago, and ever since then he's been doing Wrestling Soup over on the Wrestling Soup YouTube channel. I will leave a link to them in the description. I highly advise you guys check it out. Um, they did a video, and I want to get the name of the video right. It's called Tony Khan's Wrestling Fantasy Buffet of Delusion, and basically they outline almost all of Tony Khan's flaws. As the guy beside me will not just pull his damn air brakes and leave it anyway. Sorry, guys. I'm here in Waterloo, New York, at the Petro truck stop here in Waterloo, New York tonight. Um, and they, like I said, this does a fairly good job of going through almost all, and I say almost all, of Tony Khan's faults and issues when it comes to AEW, and basically with him trying to be friends with all the wrestlers and not wanting to be a boss, and him employing, workers who don't want to, the younger guys who don't want to take the veterans advice. So it's like, why employ any of the veterans? Why are any veterans going over there? And it's, go watch this video. I will leave a link to it in the description below. There is one thing, one alleged, I have to emphasize this by saying allegedly, there is one alleged thing that um he does not cover here. And that is the alleged drug use of Tony Khan. Now, for those who don't know, there is a guy out there. His name is Billy Body. He's kind of despised in the wrestling commentary world. He used to be on the Big Brother. He was on a season of Big Brother UK, and he's friends with Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre's his boy. Gives in, he likes to go. He's one of those guys that says, "Oh, I'm just doing this because my kid likes to do it." But he hangs out in the hotel rooms of all the, in the hotel lobby, way in the airports, in the gym, and all this when he comes to America or when WWE comes over there, and he gets autograph and hounds these guys for autographs. Will you sign my Funko Pops? And this gets him a lot of heat for some reason. Well, one of the things this guy alleged, and it turns out he was not the first guy or the only guy to say this. I've heard this from multiple people. Is that during the COVID-19 era, it came out that Tony Khan would have to, okay, when during that era, hotel rooms were very, very hard to get, um, because of the virus, because of the COVID-19 virus. So what Tony Khan would do is he would bring in all the talents for like a week and like basically rent out an entire floor of a hotel room. And while this was going on these hotel room floors, it was very much a party like atmosphere at the hotel. There was allegations of drug filled parties going on, with Tony Khan being the master of ceremonies, and with Tony Khan, renting the penthouse and inviting all the wrestlers into his hotel suite for a big party. And the main drug of choice for Tony Khan at the time was cocaine. And the documentary goes out of their way to mention a toll that this has taken on Tony Khan's looks. If you go look at him, and actually, you know what? I'll go ahead and air the clip here. Hang on.
Wrestling hasn't been good for his health either. Just look back on interviews from 5 years ago and you'll see a noticeable change in his appearance, speech, and demeanor.
And that clip is absolutely right. Look at the photos of that. Look at the buggy eyes that they've alluded to countless times. The sudden change in tone. When he mentions demeanor, look at the well, I mean, go look at the CM Punk thing here. Let me see if I still have the clip. Hang on.
Gary McDivitt, because he fucking wrote it. Hey. And this guy won it versus Matt Sydal, who's a great wrestler. He had another goddamn great match on Friday night. This fucking guy, he fucking did the Friday Night War. He did the first dance. He's done the record Double or Nothing. He did the record All Out in his debut. He was a big part of a record Full Gear, a great match with Eddie Kingston, and he wrestled a bunch of young guys, a bunch of veterans in between there. Will Hobbs, Daniel Garcia, goddammit. And then he showed up, did the biggest program in terms of everything, TV, box ever with MJF, and then he did the goddamn main event here. He's the biggest part of financial success in the history of this company. Let's fucking go.
All right, so I was able to find the clip. I have to clear out the phone regularly, guys. I save everything to my phone here on the rig. So, but yeah, just go back and look at that clip. Go look at it again. Go look at Punk's eyes when he's watching this maniac, this flat out maniac, just popping out of his mind. Even CM Punk is sitting there bulging his eyes like, whoa, buddy, you might want to tone it down a bit. So again, I don't know if it's cocaine. I don't know if the guy ODs on his Adderall. I don't know what this guy is on or what he should be on. But there's something going on with this guy. There's been claims that he has autism. There's been claims that he has Asperger's. There's been claims that he's bipolar. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's a mixture of all three. Clearly something is wrong with Tony Khan. He's not fit to do this. And they even also during that documentary talk about Dave Meltzer and how Dave Meltzer says he's not friends with anyone, yet he really, he clearly talks about Tony Khan on the regular. And Dave Meltzer has brung up to Tony Khan about the demeanor in the locker room. And Tony Khan insists that everything in the locker room is fine. It's not fine. It's nowhere near fine. So ask yourselves this, Wrestling Soup and everybody else out there. Why are you so scared to tell the real truth about this guy? Again, it was a great documentary, but the one major thing you left out is clearly he is on something or he needs to be on something. One of the two. And it's not, this guy is just clearly, nobody's eyes pop out of their head that much. Nobody's. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Is Tony Khan on drugs? Does he need to be on drugs? Is he on the wrong kind of drugs? Maybe there's a psychoanalyst out there who can explain why this guy goes from 0 to 60 in a matter of seconds like that. Let me know what you think in the comments below. We'll see you down the road.